Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Alpha Traders. Coming to you live from the Crypto Caravan, your next episode of Crypto and Clown World. That's right, Clown World. Take a look out the window. We are definitely in Clown World. Look at the world conditions. Unbelievable. What are you going to do? We're just going to trade the markets, I suppose. Play around with magical internet JPEGs, things of that nature. Talk in the Discord. Enjoy the company we have. Enjoy your family. Tell your loved ones that you love them every day. Wish I would have done more of that with my dad. But you're men. You're like, we don't need to tell each other. And then all of a sudden they're gone, and you're like, wow, what the fuck happened, man? Life is short. Life is very short, ladies and gentlemen. Especially when you're intraday trading the most volatile asset on the planet, Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin doing today? Nice ranging day. Had a little bit wider of a daily range. Bitcoin went down. This red dotted line here is the second resistance level for the weekly price action volatility range, right? That is right here. Pretty tight too. Tight BTC weekly price action volatility range. BTC is going to have some big movements this entire week. Big time. Came down. So this resistance level is definitely flipped as some support. You want to see that when you cross these macro levels. The thing is, here is the R3 on the weekly. Just got done telling some guys. Very rarely is Bitcoin during a weekly candle going to get outside of this area, right around 46.6 area. Okay. And here's something everybody needs to take into account. This red cross line right here, that is the top of the new monthly range. Okay. That has not been tested yet. It has not been tested yet. Since we got the new monthly, Bitcoin's just been up here hovering, right? Last day of the month, we had that massive day that got Bitcoin back up. Why were the bulls doing that? This is what I try to explain to people. When you don't think these algos understand what's going on with these price action volatility ranges and these distribution levels, there's a reason why we use this chart, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. They made this push the final day of the month so BTC's data set would open up above the monthly range. All of the powerful volatility is below Bitcoin right now. That's a powerful area where previously when we were pumping out, those ranges were above Bitcoin. Bitcoin just could never get above those areas. So the bulls are like, we're taking control. We're going to close this data set above that new monthly range. It's been hovering above it. People are getting over leveraged. The longs right now are piling on today on Bitfinex. And in my opinion, once again, there's people buying tops, right? Because Bitcoin could run up to this area, 46.6 first, and then dump out down here to 42.1. We're talking like a $4,500 move to the downside. It's going to liquidate a lot of these longs that have not taken their profit. This is one more reason why alpha traders trade low time frame volatility. We're intraday traders. We're not swing traders. We're not macro time traders. We trade the low time frames. We use the daily distribution levels and the price action volatility range, support and resistance areas. That's where we take our profit. We're trading the low time frames, 5 to 15-minute chart. Sometimes we get fancy, a 3-minute, a 7-minute chart. We trade where other traders aren't looking. We get the jump on them, right? That's why we get good entries. All right, let's see here. At the beginning here, right around 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, BTC tried to make a run. It's getting stifled by the top side of this daily price action volatility range. Will not shock me at all. We'll go over to the chart here to make a run back up around this 45K area by the end of the day with a pretty powerful candle. Number one reason why. We got the 4-hour chart here. Working some hidden bull divergence, right? Boom, boom, boom. Look at all these little higher lows, right? It's coming off of this lower low on this 4-hour. Bitcoin's this last 4-hour candle, in my opinion, probably going to pop back up here to the 45K area. Would not shock me at all, put it that way. The volatility, though, got to have volatility come in here. The APPs are turned up. right? The price percentile, they're all three lengths are turned up. Heading back into positive correlation. Got to have volatility come up. If we see a pop back up to the 45K area by the end of the day here, you're going to see this volatility candle up here, right? It's going to be an expansion. Let's see. I do look at the entropy. Correlation strong to the top side, dropping back down into trend. Right here, this last bit of contraction going on is the entropy percentile correlation was heading negative, which is let this price action walk back up. If this expands right here, especially this last 4-hour candle, if it expands, you'll see this correlation break back to the top side. You'll see the entropy percentile start to expand going into tomorrow. Going to be a beautiful thing. And we could see the return oscillator break to the top side of the zero mean here with that bull div. Sorry, I said hidden. With that bull div. Let's see the variance pop to the top side, have an outlier like we did back here, positively correlated variance outlier. This is why we use these indicators, right? Alpha traders know how powerful the variance is, especially when the variance is having an outlier. Outlier, outlier, outlier. Look at the moves. Just think when on this 4-hour, right? And this is going for people that like to trade this way. It's even more powerful on the time frames most of us trade, 15-minute. You're going to have way more outliers. But if you're up here on the 4-hour as an alpha trader, you don't have a lot of time. You guys, hello. Look at the percentage of these moves. Powerful, man. Powerful. You're never on the wrong side of a trade. If the variance is having an outlier, it's straight up telling you that you're having a fat tail event. And when you're having a fat tail event, statistics mean you're having a second standard deviation move or more. Powerful, man. Powerful. Your percentage of gains is going to be powerful. And you're going to use distribution levels, right? And price action volatility ranges to take profit. Let's go down the intraday. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Outlier, 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 outlier. Sound like a broken fucking record, right? Outlier. That was recent. So yeah, powerful, man. Powerful. Even drop this down to a 5-minute, right? If you trade the 5-minute chart, I'm looking at a ton of outliers on the 5-minute here, all over the place. And this is where I'm intraday trading. I'm getting my entries down here, right? I'm looking at the 4-hour to get some idea of which way the trend is. Kind of choppy right now. So I'd be probably playing an even ball field to the upside and the downside because of this freaking sideways price action all day today, right? A lot of profit was made though. A lot of freaking profit, big time. Especially if you're looking at, and this was in 1,400 hours yesterday. Let me see here. That was actually going into the end of the close yesterday, right? When we got that big push. So that's good. Let's see here. Right now, when I see this 5-minute variance down here, bottoming out, I am waiting for a nice outlier. Here was the last one on the 5-minute. Was it a huge move? Almost $600. Almost a $600 move right there. Bam, bam, bam. With that little bit of an outlier. These are the ones you're really looking for. But when I'm trading, I'm getting in on all of them. I'm getting in on all of the outliers, especially when they're coming off of bull div. Lower low, higher low. Boom, outlier. Pop to the top side. One 5-minute candle probably moved $400. Let's see here. About $400. So yeah, good stuff. So on this 90-minute chart, after we had this massive pump, right, the other day, Look at Bitcoin just floating around above that monthly price action, new monthly price action volatility range. Look at the bullish reset on the log return Z-score the whole time, right? Now it's popping back up from the bottom, right? Popping back up from the bottom big time. So let's see what happens here. Going into this new day, look at the volatility bands, right? Look at the deviation bands right now on the 90-minute. Squeezing price action. We definitely got a move coming. Let's go to VRE real quick. The daily price action volatility range is going to be staying right around where it's at. It's going to tighten up probably. Would not be a bit surprised if it tightens up. Let me see something. Yeah. Probably going to stay right around in the same area. Considering we had a lot of volatility to the top side right here, right? Did it pull back? Yeah, but this was more powerful of a move. This was more powerful move. This was more static down to here. Just had this one 15-minute candle where this was within an hour, just bam, about an hour and a half. Probably going to raise a little bit, especially if price action closes on the top side of this daily volatility range right here. It's going to move up and it's going to tighten up. It's going to move up and tighten up. Probably like today, what was it, 938? About 300 and some dollars, right? 300 and some change. Probably going to drop that down to maybe $100 range, get a nice little tight range for a pop. But I'm telling you right now, this is going to be interesting seeing when BTC gets up around this 46.5, 46.6 area. Because if this price action doesn't drop first to test the top of this monthly range, it's probably going to go up there, reject, come down there, which would wreck more of these over leveraged people to the top side. I'm watching these longs pile on. That so many people are just going to get wrecked if that's the way it does it. They're going to be a little more prepared for it if it makes the drop first, right? But if this thing starts pumping and it's going to move another 2,500 to the top side, people are going to be adding on to their positions. It's going to pull their liquidation point up so high. It's going to be incredible. And we'll see that move down. And those liquidations are going to throw a little more gas on the fire to get those perps back down here to test this monthly range. So that kind of makes more sense to me, to be honest. I think we're going to get the move to the top side first, and then it's going to pull back. And then you're going to hear people crying. And I'm going to be chuckling. Chuckle, chuckle. All right, let's see here. Yeah, 90-minute looks good. Where's the 45 log return Z-score at? Probably did the same thing. Yeah, as this was moving up. All right, boom. And considering all, I mean, you're just creating a bunch of bear div up to there, right? Never had a big pullback. It was just resetting. Not in right here, returns oscillator, right? On the 45 turning down. It's not turning down. There's no div. There's no divergence. Contracting entropy percentile negatively correlated like that. For a move up there too, you'll see this 45-minute. It's going to drop back into trend. If we get another $2,500 on this 45-minute chart, you're going to see this again. Right? Correlation's already strong to the top side. Historical volatility Z-score coming down, significantly negatively correlated. Look at the 45-minute. Look at the 45-minute. Just dropping off a cliff right here, significantly negatively correlated. Since here, it's been contracting pretty much overall, right? So price has just been going sideways, walking up a little bit. This thing is primed to have a major expansion heading into positive correlation. Keep an eye on that. What I'm seeing, I like my bias to, especially scalp and low time frames, to the top side. Pop on this 45 real cool. I mean, on this 4-hour. The variance is so low on the 4-hour too. That big time. And right through here are lower lows. So the DLP actually looks good. I'm telling you right now, if this DLP pops back to the top side, this variance is positively correlated. We continue to drop into trend on this 4 hour like we did back here. All right. It's going to look really good. Watch that entropy percentile though, for sure. Going to want to keep an eye on that bad boy. Check this daily real quick. Yeah, there's no div on the daily. No div on the daily. I'll be looking for, if this variance does come back down, it stays negatively correlated. Bitcoin's definitely going to be rising. Look at the Fishers. They're strong, man. Fisher transform, strong. Entropy percentile, expanding, positively correlated. Keep an eye on the daily. Let's see what the correlation starts to build, because it's pretty much still in trend. It is trending. Volatility isn't fully expanded, but it is significantly positively correlated. It's got a few percentile to fully expansion. And if it stays above 97, it doesn't contract, it's good. Good to go. Above the Gaussian mean. Looky good. Obviously, the log return z-score. No div. No div, right? Because that was a higher high. It's looking good. Looking good to that top side first. Some point here, though. The people that are just sitting in trades right now, sitting in longs, and they're going to get more excited if this does move up to that last resistance level for the weekly candle. They're going to get really wrecked. Really wrecked. What you got to say, Ascariad? I see ya freaking typing. Wait to see what he has to question he has real quick before we wrap this up. Do you like BTC though? Nice. Nice. Donnie's bringing the heat. Ask away, Donnie. And yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's great when people ask questions because you can almost guarantee it. You're not the only one with that question. No, I'm actually not smooth at all. I do not have any smoothing on the returns oscillator at all. And it's set low on a 7. So I can really pick up a lot of that div. I'll show you. Oh. Oh yeah, it's over here. Yeah, I've got the unsmoothed RO. Yeah, that confuses me a little bit what you just said. I'll ask in the founder chat and see what you're talking about. So yeah, I like Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin to the top side first and then go back down and test that monthly range. So we're literally a move up to about that 46.5 region, somewhere in there, and then a pull back to like a little bit over 42 to really just hammer these over leveraged traders. Guys, we all know this is what Bitcoin does. It's not a it's not a secret what Bitcoin does to people. I see what you're saying. So be careful out there, traders. Be real careful out there. Trade those low time frame. Learn how to trade low time frame volatility. That's where you want to be at. Right? Especially that's the whole point. You hear people all the time, Bitcoin's volatile. Bitcoin's volatile. Bitcoin's volatile. And what do? They literally trade the 4 hour or the 12 hour or the daily or the weekly. That's not how you trade volatile assets. That's how you get fucking wrecked trading volatile assets. If you're going to trade volatile assets, you trade them where all the volatility's at on those low time frames. That's where the algos are trading. That's where you need to be trading. That's where I would trade. This is never financial advice. A smart volatility trader is trading the low time frame volatility, right? Because we all know that's where the algos are at. That's where the algos are going to be. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, P Funk. I mean, where he's coming from, for sure. He understands those low time frames. That's where all the action's at, man. That's where all the action is. That's where all the money is to be made. And you're guaranteed if you do those few simple things, you're not emotionally attached to the trade. And when you're a professional, if you're doing this as a professional, you are not emotionally attached to the trade. You take your profit and you're limiting your losses, right? But when you become really efficient at this, you're not going to have many losses because you're getting good entries. It's all about the entries. When you can nail that down by using a workflow and understanding where you should be using all your capital compared to like a quarter of your account, you're going to figure it out quick. Your P&L is going to rise. You're going to have a smile on your face. You're not going to be crying on Twitter and everywhere else for these people. Yes, yes, exactly, 100%. And P Funk was a professional, is still professional. He understands this. You have to take your profit. You got to know how to take a loss. If you're not, man, you're in trouble. You're just, these markets will eat you alive, eat you alive. So, with all that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, we are Alpha Trading. And you obviously understand that. We trade volatility, probability, and statistics. We love to help people do the same. The link to our Discord is in the description of all of our videos, right? Come in, check out the shop channel. There's two different levels to our Discord to get you access to the alpha trading system. One is very basic, get your feet wet. The other one, we release the whole system upon you. And at this point, it's over 20 indicators. And they are all great. Pick and choose, put your own edge together. Yes, YouTube traders out there, this is something you can literally build an edge with. You can't build an edge with traditional TA. You can't build an edge with lagging indicators. It just does not work, right? Returns will always make the move first. Price action follows returns. All of our indicators are based on returns, right? And with all that being said, thanks guys for watching live in the Discord, and we definitely appreciate you. I definitely try to provide information so you can learn something new every day, like P Funk is saying in the chat, which that just makes us happy. Trust me, that's what we strive to do. We'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Everybody have a wonderful evening.